He was the comic in the Danny LaRue show at the club that Danny owned and ran. And Ronnie Barker was this very, very well-known actor.
Bottom right on that picture
but
there.
people didn't know his name. He was such a good character actor that everyone knew his face, but he'd never starred. And people didn't know his name. Yes, so I can tell you who these people are, because that's David, of course, bless him. This is a lovely Scottish guy called Jimmy Gilbert who directed and produced it. Then here's Ronnie Barker, who was such a great guy. You see, if you met Ronnie, you would never for a moment think that he was an actor. You'd just think he was the jolliest bank manager. The slightest bit actress. Now, Ronnie Corbett, you can see the top of Ronnie's head. It's just there. The interesting thing is, if you look at the others, apart from one or two people who were assistants on the show, if you look at the five with the circles, Eric Idle, Michael Palin, Terry Jones, me, and Graham Chapman.
Wow.
Five Pythons working there. This guy's Tony J, who wrote Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister. Then David Nobbs is in there, who wrote Reggie Perry. And then there's Dick Vosborough and Barry Cryer here, who've become very, very well known. And the most surprising one of all was the script editor. Because the script editor, who took all the different contributions from the different writers and put them together into a script, was this fellow. And can you recognize him? Marty Feldman.
Yes.
So when I met Marty, he wasn't a performer.
I grabbed a separate photo of Marty. Without being facetious, he had Graves' condition, and as a kid myself with a wonky eye growing up, when I saw this, I saw him in Young Frankenstein, being hilarious. And for a kid with a weird eye myself, to see a guy with weird eyes that everyone just thought was funny and was a superstar, was just affirming. He must have been a fascinating man.
He was a very interesting guy. He was from the East End, and I didn't have any working class friends. I'm being quite honest. I didn't. It wasn't that I had any objection to them. Nobody I'd met or worked with. They'd all been from Cambridge, you see. And I met him, and I really got to like him and his wife, Loretta. We went on holiday together a couple of times. And after the Frost Report had been very successful for 2 years, David Frost, this is absolutely true, he came to me, he said, I want to give you your own show. And I was a bit sort of, you know, he said, look, don't worry, it'll be a late night show, there won't be big audiences, you can try something. Well, that takes the pressure off, you know. You can go out there and make a few mistakes. And he said, you can do some crazier type of humor, because whenever we came up with Monty Python ideas on the Frost Report, all the writers would laugh, and the lovely director, Jimmy Gilbert, would always say the same thing. He'd say, it's very funny, guys, but they won't get it in Bradford. You know? And that was the killer, so we could never do stuff. Then when I wanted to do crazier stuff, and David came and said, I want to give you a show, he said, who do you want in it? And I said, I want Tim Brooke Taylor, and I want Graham Chapman. And then I said to David, and I want Marty Feldman. And David said, but he's not a performer. And I said, trust me, he's going to become a great performer. And this is what the point, this is what David said. He said, but what about the way he looks? He thought it would put audiences off. Of course, it was his calling.
Absolutely.
So we went on and we made some shows. And Marty, me, Tim, Graham, and a lovely girl called Amy MacDonald. And we went and did some quite offbeat shows. I mean, they were much stranger, much odder than the shows that I'd done up to that time, which were quite conventional.